Hi guys, I'm gonna go live with Lisa about my favorite products, Lisa's favorite products, and a bit about Mubarak and this whole lockdown situation. So do not miss this live, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Hi Lisa.
How are you? Oh, you frozen. Oh, there you are. Hello, darling. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, can you hear me clearly?
Yes. No, you're good. You're good.
You look amazing.
You do. I just got lots of sunlight. Such a nice day here.
It's already 9 p.m. here in Malaysia, so I gotta use my makeup lighting to support for this live.
Yeah, you look
Anyway,
gorgeous.
we got to
How's
chat for a bit
everything?
yesterday. Everything is great. I'm doing great, and we got to chat yesterday for a bit, and it's really nice to see you
Yes.
again. You know what? I didn't think that we would be catching up again after we met in Paris, and that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah. It must have been nearly 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. Before that, do you notice anything? I
Your
didn't finish
makeup
off my
looks very
makeup because
good. Your
I didn't
makeup
finish my
looks
makeup.
amazing. Have you just done it? It looks gorge.
My mascara I just put on one side of my eye because I'm gonna do it live with you on the other side. So I just want to show
That's
you the difference because
yeah, it
I
looks
love this
incredible.
Hypnostar mascara. I've been using Lanka mascara for ages. I tell you, I'm gonna do it now.
It's perfect actually because it's hot there, right? Very hot.
Yeah, it's humid here in Malaysia, so I love the fact that this mascara doesn't leave any smudge under my eye, even though it's humid. And I'm always, you can easily get sweat here. I mean,
Yes.
you
You can get
can
very
easily
hot.
sweat.
Yeah, you can perspire.
So I
Nice
love the water.
technique.
Sorry,
I like your technique. It's very precise.
really? Or is there
Yeah.
any other way to do it?
No, I mean, you're getting right down to the roots. That's what I always say to people. Make sure you go down to the roots, but I can see you're really in there.
Yeah.
It looks
So
very
should I
good.
apply for my under lashes as well?
It's really personal taste. I mean, I love doing my under eyelashes, but I know some people that don't like it. Gorgeous. Very nice. Look at your eyes are
I think
incredible. Your makeup looks
this,
lovely as well. I like your eyeshadow.
thank you. This mascara instantly gives you that intense volume and
Mm.
curls curl your lashes as well. So
Yeah,
I
it
love
just
it
gives
so
you
much.
a really good confidence boost as well, doesn't it? I think that's
Yeah,
the best thing about mascara. If you're a
yeah,
little tired or you had a late night or something, you put on your mascara and it's like, okay, I'm ready.
and that's
I
it.
can face the world now. I can do anything.
So true.
It's such a good,
Mascara, lipstick, some blusher
yeah,
will do.
yeah,
Will do for
yeah.
me.
So I haven't
So
said
how are
yet,
you?
Eid Mubarak. Of course, sorry.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
Eid.
Thank
Hi.
you. We've just entered and still celebrating our Eid Mubarak month. You know, it's so
Hmm.
different this time around. And I really hope it's going to be the first and last time celebrating this way because we didn't get to go back to our hometown celebrating it with our family back in our hometown. So it's really sad. But I, you know, we don't want we don't want to prolong this, and I really hope that by doing this, we will recover and get out of this ASAP.
Yeah.
And yeah, what about
So
you?
how is it there? Is it some of the restrictions lifting now in Malaysia, or is it still full lockdown?
Here in Malaysia, it has been 3 months now. 3 months
Yeah.
now in lockdown, but then things are quite flexible compared to before. But there's
Mm.
still a lot of other things that they are unable to go back to normal.
Mm.
So but we call it uh, MCO, Movement Control Order, since 18 of
Okay.
18 March. Yeah, I think it's the same
Okay.
thing, just the same idea, the same concept, but just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
name is slightly different. Yeah,
yeah. It sounds like the same here. It's been about 3 months, and now there's a lot more movement happening, and slowly, slowly.
slowly, slowly.
So tell me all about your beauty regime, particularly at this time of year before for Eid, because I know that you've been doing a lot of focus on your skincare, building up to the wearing makeup again, and how you are preparing your skin. And I mean, I have to say, and I did say in the introduction, that you have probably the best skin I've ever seen. And guys, I've seen her close up. I've done your makeup, and your skin is flawless. I mean, you don't even have any pores. It's crazy. You have such beautiful skin. I guess you look after it really well, and you probably have good genes. I bet your mother's got gorgeous skin as well, hasn't she?
But Lisa, that was 3 years ago. I probably have more obvious pores now. Let me get into it. So basically, being at home the past 3 months, I have more time to take care of my skin, obviously, and gives it the pampering it needs. So there were times where I didn't put any makeup on except sunblock, and there were days where I get all dressed up. But my skincare routine, I do a lot of masking. I did a lot of LED light therapy. Have you heard of that?
Do you do that at home? Yeah, I love that. I do it myself. Yeah.
And
it's
also,
great.
What else? Masking, face oil, moisturizer, serum, and also body lotion as well. Yeah, that's. But I want to share with you something. There's have you tried this one, Clarific Dual Essence?
No, I haven't, because it's not actually available, I don't think, in the UK.
Really?
But I heard all about it, and I really want to try it.
So I got to show you what this product is all about. So basically, I would say this product is like a face lotion, to put it in a simple way. So for someone my age, I would not skip this product, because it helps to how do I say with the pores? Minimize the pores, and also remove black spots as well, and also to even out my skin tone. So there's like a waist in the middle. So how do you do it? You should like shake the bottle.
Yes.
So it will create the micro bubble around it. And the reason why you need to shake the bottle, because you need to blend the grapeseed oil with So
okay.
Then it smells great. I love the scent of this product. I'm just gonna show you how to apply it. So put it in your palms, wrap it for a while, and then you can just like press gently on your face.
Press, nice. And it just leaves your face feeling really clean and cool and moisturized, but it's not greasy. I love that feeling of hydration, especially if you're in a hot country or in the summer here. Having something that feels so cooling and hydrating, but at the same time you're not overloading your skin, is so important.
True.
Particularly if you're worried about pores. I mean, I've got kind of combination skin, so that sounds like
I got pores now, Lisa. I got pores now, so I cannot skip this part. It's really important for my skincare routine. And yeah, other than that, you know what? I don't need to introduce the product anymore. I've been sharing this a lot on my page. I've been doing so many campaigns for this product. It's Advanced Genific. It's my favorite, and I would say this is Lancome's hero product.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have invested a lot of they have invested a lot for this product. And
the research that's gone into it is phenomenal.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Lancome is the leader when it comes to science and innovation. So this product saves it all. So specifically for radiance, elasticity, firmness, what else? Smoothness, skin tone.
And I think again, it's a really nice lightweight product. It's this idea of not kind of feeling that, particularly at this time of year, that you're not putting on these heavy creams, that when you're going outside, you feel like you just have too much on your face. Something like the serums just feel so nice. They just feel so nurturing, but they are really good under makeup as well, because at this time of year, you want your makeup to stay, you want it to stay perfect, and things like the Genifique underneath and the essences and the light serums around the eyes, I think are such a nice way to hydrate without feeling oily.
Right, hydration is key in everything. So I usually mix this with my foundation.
That's good.
For the skin glass effect. Do you usually do that? Have you tried doing that?
No, I haven't done that before, but it's such a nice idea. Yeah, that's a really lovely idea.
With Tony Dog.
Mm-hmm.
or you know, other times I would just use it before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can just, you know, top up on top of my makeup. Still, I mean, I
Yes.
can do it now and show to you guys, not a problem,
Yeah.
because it won't leave your face oily or greasy at all. Just one drop on your palms and then just rub it slowly. You can press me gently of that. Look
Yeah,
at
I love
that.
that. I
Oh my
love that
God.
during the day over makeup. I think people forget that you can add hydration throughout the day on top of makeup, particularly if you're wearing like a mattifying foundation like Tenidol
Mhm.
Ultra, maybe you've used powder as well. I think
Yeah.
this idea of using a serum like you've done, which you've explained really well, one drop and just patting it on, it almost gives like a new lease of life to your foundation. It gives your skin that glow again, but again, it's not adding any oil or any grease or anything that's going to make the makeup break down. So I love
True.
this. I love this tip. Very nice. I know
So
you
that's
do. Oh God, you do lots of makeup tutorials yourself. So, and I always love how you do your makeup. It's always really simple, but really, it just suits you so well. I love the way you do your eye makeup, and your skin always looks so natural and really fresh. So I'm sure everyone feels the same and would love to hear how you do your makeup, like on an everyday, like firstly on a regular day, and also if you were going somewhere special, what would be your main thing to add to your makeup for like a special occasion?
obviously, I think I mean, you're the expert, you know what, but I'm just gonna share
No, we
what I
like to hear from you.
obviously, choosing the right foundation is very important because you have to know
Mm,
your skin condition, and having the right foundation will help a lot with your makeup outcome. So I
mm.
have been
And the good color, folks. Don't forget the color. Yeah, the Tenidol Ultra.
that would be my next question. I've been wanting to ask you about that later on, but let me get into this one first. So basically, Ton Idol is like my first love because I fell in love with this foundation right after I used it for the first time. Um, you know, one thing about me when it comes to makeup, anything matte, you know, I love anything matte when it comes to makeup. Like
Mm.
you will see me using matte foundation, matte powder, matte lipstick, and matte eyeshadow because I don't know, maybe because of the weather and also because of my skin condition. Sometimes it can be oily, sometimes it can be a little bit dry, depending on how busy I get at that time. So I
Mm.
love to mattify my makeup,
Mhm.
and the fact that this foundation is has that matte velvet matte finish, but still
Yeah.
not too thick and drying, and still
Yeah.
moisturizing. You know, it's just
Yeah. There's
amazing.
still a little light reflection. It's not like you're looking at something which is almost like flattening the face. You still have dimension because there's some
Right.
light reflection in there, which helps a
Yeah.
lot.
So maybe you can help us, like, how do we, I mean, sometimes when it comes to other, you know, Lancome, they have this customized foundation for Ton Idol.
Mm.
So that
Yeah.
is perfect for me because I just go to the counter, they will test my skin color and then I will get it straight away, my exact skin tone.
Mm.
But for those who are not going for the custom foundation, like how do they check how do they get the right color for their skin? Do they go one tone
Lighter
darker or lighter,
or lighter?
or do they try
Well,
on the
it's a good question. It's a really good question because I mean, it's I think it is the one thing that everyone does struggle with. And I think the way to start is almost just to look at your face in good daylight, because this is a really good sort of starting point. And just look at your face all across in daylight. And then if you have a couple of samples that you're trying, the best place really to try them is about an inch away from the ear. So kind of about here. The reason this tends to be a good place is because you can see how it blends down onto the jawline, which is really important because you don't want to have like a completely different color here on the neck, and you don't want to have a
okay,
different color on your face. And also, it's about sort of when you look at yourself in the mirror, you might say, well, in certain areas my skin is a little darker, in certain areas it's a little lighter. So
yeah,
in a way you're looking for the shade that will unify the skin tone, because really this is foundation's main thing to do. It's to unify your complexion. It doesn't have to cover everything or be this thick thing. It just has to be something which is going to bring of everything is just in harmony in your skin. So for example, if you find that you have, like for me personally, the color of around my mouth and my chin has a little pigmentation. So like I would never match my foundation to like anything around here, because otherwise I would make my face really dark and my neck would look completely different. So I tend to like look for the areas around the sides where there's no pigmentation, and this is the color I choose, and it also
Right.
matches to my jawline. So it is about just looking and you know, testing out in daylight. And I think as well, when you first get your foundation and you first apply it, I think it is about giving it like 5 minutes just to settle in and see how the color works. So when you go into the store and you try it on, just to say, okay, let me wait, like just go for a coffee or go for a tea or whatever, and look at it as it settles in, and then you really get to see how it works with your skin, the chemistry of your skin, and how it works with your skin tone. So I always say just wait 5 minutes and just let it settle as well.
That's a good point. Thank you so much. I didn't know about that. I mean, from so basically we should apply from this
Yeah, if
area.
you start about here to about here, because usually this area, if people have a lot of redness, it tends to be in here. Pigmentation tends to be sort of here, whereas there's an area around here that usually suffers from less kind of pigmentation, unless you're someone that has a lot of, you know, me personally, I used to have a lot of acne in this area. I don't anymore, but just look for a part of your skin where you feel like this is like a unifying color for me. Like it's
Right,
not
right. Okay.
where I have issues. It's like the area of my skin that I would like the whole of my face to look exactly like that. So you're like choosing one part, and then you're unifying it and you're bringing all the color together in a way.
Right, got it. Hang on, just get a tissue and rub this off. Okay, and I know it's we have discussed a few things yesterday, but I didn't mention about this, but I just want to tell you that I love this mask so much. I bring this
Yeah,
everywhere I go. Every time I
it's so good
travel,
for traveling.
I know. And I use this before I have like any big shoots, or even during when during the lockdown period, I use that a lot. And now they
Yeah.
have the just for the eye area, what do you call that? Eye mask,
Yeah,
right?
I wore that the other morning here at home, and everyone was kind of laughing at me because I look like a superhero. Like with this white kind of superhero mask walking around. It's like, oh. Plus I live with all boys, and like there's no girls here, so they don't really understand anyway. It's a very like masculine household. So when I'm walking
Okay.
around in my masks, you can imagine everyone's a bit like, they're used to me now, but they're, yeah. The superhero one was a bit of a new surprise.
And what else can we share now? We talk about the foundation, Benefit, mascara. Oh, what about the eye serum?
You've just frozen, but hold on a sec. I can still hear you though. Keep talking. I can still hear you.
Okay, let me just get
It's
the
just the
product ready.
image froze a little.
What about now? Am I okay ready?
You're coming back slowly. Speak
Slowly.
again.
Coming back
Oh,
to
there you
life.
are. You're back. You're back.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so basically, the second last product that I want to share is this eye serum. So I have a confession. So basically, I'm a newbie when it comes to eye serum because I just started using eye product like 2 years ago. I sort of like, I used to take it for granted because I had this mindset of, you know, all my skin we're probably not going to age anytime soon. So, but when I reached 28, I realized that whenever I didn't get enough sleep, my dark circle and my eye bags were quite obvious. So that was the time when I was like, okay, you know what, I need to start using eye serum already. So honestly, it was really difficult to find a good eye serum or eye cream. And this one, Advanced Genific Lipo Serum eye serum is it's godsend, to be honest, because it's not just for your under eye but also for your lashes to strengthen the roots. And I just love the applicator. Look at that.
I know. I keep mine in the fridge because in the fridge, this applicator is heaven. when it comes out of the fridge. It's so cold. The metal stays so cold as well for ages, and just massaging around your eyes. And I
Yeah,
think
it
you're
helps
right.
to
A lot
mask
of
the
people
eye
don't
as well.
realize that it's really good for the eyelashes as well. It's like an eyelash serum as well. So
Yeah.
it's I'll often, like, what I tend to do is I go around the almost the bone of the eye,
Yeah.
sweeping around. I go in and round that way, and then I do like yeah,
This
start
way.
off going round, no, the other way,
The
to
other
go
way.
round
So
this way,
that.
and then I start to do press with it, press, press, press out towards the lymph glands, because then you can drain the lymph, the puffiness that you get. Because sometimes after you've been, you know, when you wake up, you have a little puffiness under the eyes, and you can drain this away towards the temples, and then actually you can drain it down towards the lymph glands and lymph nodes here. So yeah, so just patting it after you've done the circles, do patting. Yeah. And then
Even though I think,
what's left on my finger, I rub through my lashes. Just do that.
okay.
Just like literally just moisturize your lash with what's
So even
left.
though I didn't put it in the fridge, it's still cold, you know?
I know it is actually. It's
And I
because it's,
just
yeah, it does stay cold. So you don't need to keep it in the fridge. Maybe I like extreme sports with makeup. I like cold,
and I just
freezing.
realized the applicator can actually, it bends as well. So it
Yeah.
will oops. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really
So you
good for
can just go around.
massaging. Yeah. It's flexible, which I think is useful because that area around your eyes is super delicate and fragile. So if you use anything which isn't flexible and you start to rub, it could be quite aggravating. You need to be quite gentle in that area, like
Right,
you're being
right.
now, very dainty, like a little fairy around your eyes. Ooh.
So this is amazing. It's great for depuffing. It's great for brighten up your dark circles. So for
Mm,
those who who want to try eye serum product, this is
yeah.
I would recommend this. I
I
love this
think we
so
can
much.
all benefit from eye serum. I think it's just like we all have that common issue when we don't get enough sleep, that we get puffy under the
Yeah.
eyes, you know?
And usually for eye cream, right? The applicator comes separately with a eye cream. So
Hmm.
I tend to lose the stick all the time. So this is brilliant. It's like it comes
Yeah.
together. It will
Yeah,
just
yeah.
stay there.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's all in one, ready to go.
Yeah, look at that. It doesn't
Mm,
ruin my makeup at all,
no,
does it?
it's true. Yeah, it's almost like you're adding a little highlight, you know, you're adding that little, particularly
Yeah,
because I think as well, like when you use concealer, there is a moment during the day when you just feel like, oh, I need more concealer sometimes, because you just suddenly look tired, like whenever, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And adding this kind of serum actually can just bring the life back in without adding any more makeup. So it's a good one.
right. And yeah, I want to ask you for advanced benefit just now. I forgot to ask you
Mm.
about this one. I told you that I mix this with my foundation, and I usually use it before I go to the bed. Before I go to bed. So, what
Mm.
about you? How do you use this? How do you sort this in your daily routine? And what are the benefits that you get out of this product?
I think that I'm quite combination skin. So for me, I've always been weird about like night creams, or I've just never, I think my history of remembering my acne from has almost traumatized me. So when people say, oh, here's a lovely cream, it's really rich, it does this, I feel like almost panic. So that's why Genifique or serums in general, I just feel like for me, I get the hydration that I want. I get the anti-aging and the all the benefits, but without having something which feels heavy to me, which just, I don't know, psychologically I can't do. And I just like to use that. I would use it on its own, which sounds crazy, but I get quite oily this time of year. So sometimes I would just use that on its own, like under makeup. I would almost use it as a moisturizer primer. I mean, I am quite oily, so maybe it's not, doesn't suit everybody. And
Right.
in the evening, I would be much happier just to use that on its own, because again, I'm like you. I like to do like hydration and feel that I'm hydrated. And actually, I'm always doing like something around my eyes, because I do feel like that's where I can get quite dry. But for the rest of my face, I don't really like to use very heavy products. So I think the way you suggested the essence earlier on, I mean, that sounds like my dream product, because something which hydrates and doesn't give me this heavy feeling. It was funny because at the beginning of the lockdown, like I was indoors like for the first however 7 weeks or whatever it was, like constantly, and it was quite cold here and I had the heating on all the time, and my skin got really dry, which it was like a novelty. I was actually quite excited because I never had this skin before, and I was actually putting on heavy creams and I was feeling so glamorous, like I can put on these creams and look at me, it's so glam. But actually now I've gone back to being oily again, so
Somebody just commented like Lisa never aged.
oh really? I think I'm quite lucky that I had very, very oily skin. Like when I was in my 20s, my skin was beyond oily, and my mother used to say to me, oh, you'll be glad because you won't age as much. But I wasn't happy about it. I was like, no, I'd rather age, and I want to get rid of my spots and I don't want to be oily. But I think that having that in some ways, just to give hope to people with oily skin out there and acne, that sometimes it's actually a good skin to have when you're getting older, because it does, you know, you're preserving your natural oils, and it's quite good. But it's not nice at the time.
Yeah, maybe like not too oily but not too dry, just like
yeah,
nice
that's the dream for us all. I think that's why we do skincare. We just want to get to this point where we're not too oily, not too dry, and we just feel that our skin feels, I think, just hydrated and plumped is the dream, right?
Yeah, and I would say like for those who has oily skin, I think this kind of product would help a lot. Like if you use this dual acid or face, what do you call it? Face lotion, right?
Yeah.
Face lotion that would help with your oil problem.
Yeah.
It will sort of like balance your pH as well.
That's it.
Did I say the right thing?
Yeah, you did. I was saying that last night, how lovely your English accent is. I forget what you were saying. You were saying a particular word, and you said it so like in the most beautiful English accent.
Was it like, oh, I'm gonna send to you later? Was it that one?
Yeah, I think you said you said I'll send to you later. Later. It was so sort of lovely and English and very beautifully said. It was like
perfect. Look at my face, they're all red.
No, your accent's very perfect and lovely.
I want to share something with you. You know, Lancome, my relationship with Lancome, I have a account at Lancome even before I was born. There's a story behind it.
Really?
So I want to yeah. So basically, it's related to my name, regarding my name. So Neelofa in Malaysia is not a common name. It's kind of unique actually. So last time before I entered this entertainment industry, people always whenever I introduce myself, like, hi, my name is Neelofa, they'll be like, oh my god, what an unusual name. Like, how did your mother get the name? Like, how did she get the idea to name you Neelofa? So when I asked my mom, she was like, so she told me the story behind my name. And she said, one day while she was browsing for makeup at this Lancome counter in Hankyu Jaya, back in my hometown, with my auntie. So we're talking about the story that happened like 32 years ago. Okay, so if you go to London, there's no more Hankyu Jaya, no longer there. So she was there with my auntie, and while browsing for the makeup at Lancome counter, there's the one beautiful lady that knew my auntie, went to approach them, and then they talked to each other. So when she went off, my mom asked my auntie like who that person is, and she was like, oh, that's how she found out the name of the person is Neelofa, and that was how I got my name at the Lancome counter.
Oh my god, that's such a brilliant story, and you ended up being an ambassador for Lancome. That's crazy. Wow, that was fate.
2 years after that. Oh.
That's such a lovely story.
Yeah,
and it's such a lovely name. I didn't know I've never met anyone with Neelofa before, so when I first met you, I did think it was a lovely name, and now we know.
Thank you.
Oh, so your mother, was she always into like beauty and stuff? Is that how you got into makeup? Because you used to watch your mum do her makeup?
My auntie, the one that was browsing makeup with her, was actually a makeup artist.
Ah,
So
right.
she has her own bridal store back in my hometown, and
Mm.
that was how I learned a lot from her. So at the age of 5, I already had like my own makeup bag. So
Wow.
so whenever I go
Brilliant.
back for a so whenever I go back to celebrate Eid with my family in my hometown,
Mm.
I usually the leader of the glam squad. I do the makeup for all my cousins. And just imagine, my mom has 7 siblings, and I have 47
Oh,
cousins
wow.
on my mom's side alone, and
That's
70%
like
of them
doing a
are like
fashion
all
show.
exactly. So every Eid celebrations are like fashion show. So it's always fun. It's always fun,
Oh, they must love it having you do their makeup. They must feel so
and I enjoyed it
spoilt.
as well.
Yeah. So what kind of a makeup would you do for this Eid celebration? Would it be something like your makeup usually is quite natural during the day? Would you do color, or do you just go stronger on the eyes, or what's
So
your
here,
favorite look for that?
I mean, here in Malaysia, it's always hot and humid. So whenever I go back to East Coast, I feel like it's 10 times hotter. So I usually
Mm.
go with light base makeup because of the heat, and I will
Yeah.
only focus on my eyes and less on cheeks and
Mm.
lips.
Hmm.
So that will make my makeup last longer, and I don't
Yeah.
have to top up all the time or touch up my makeup all the time. So
Mm.
that's why I would prefer matte finish like Ton Idol foundation,
Mm.
because I don't need to touch up my makeup all the time. It lasts longer, and then it gives
Yeah.
that finish that won't make me look so oily.
Yes. And then what about, do you do lip color? Because I've seen you in really nice bright lip colors, which you look incredible in.
I purposely picked this nude color because I want to show you
Yeah,
the
that
color
color
that
looks gorgeous on you. I've seen you in,
I
you kind of suit every lip color though. I've seen you in like every different shade and you look good in all of them. So
I
you're
love to
lucky.
explore makeup. I love to go. I mean, I'm quite adventurous when it comes to makeup. I love to, go with extreme look or a safe
Mm.
look. But somehow I figured that when it comes to red lips or dark lips, I need to. My face is a bit puffy, and it's a bit. I mean, I'm quite fair for Asian, so I need to be a little bit careful when it comes to dark or red
Mm.
lips.
Yeah, yeah.
So for tonight, I honestly I don't know how to pronounce this. It's Poeme. Do you know how to pronounce that?
Oh, poem. Poem.
Poem.
Like a poem,
Yes.
but in French.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna put this
Yeah, I love
on.
this color.
I
It's
love this
so
color as well.
beautiful.
Let
Yeah,
me
it's a
just get my.
gorgeous shade.
Where's my
It's
mirror
one
this
of those
time?
shades that just kind of brings life to the face, but still looks really natural. It
Yeah.
just kind of,
Even with light makeup like this.
yeah, it just sort of brightens your eyes. Oh, yes. That looks so good.
This shade is perfect for
Mm.
Eid Mubarak, um, for Eid celebration,
Mm.
and the fact
It
that the
looks so
formula is so
nice.
pigmented, it will you don't need to touch up this lipstick
Yeah.
all the time. It's kind of matte, right?
Yeah, yes, and it's also I think as well it's really long lasting because it's like it doesn't feel heavy on the lips. It's quite lightweight, so it's not one of
Yeah.
those that if you touch it, it kind of comes off on cups and things. It's a really
Yeah.
nice stain.
I
Yeah, that
love
looks
it.
lovely. And what would you wear for that? What kind of do you wear? I mean, you always look beautiful, but for the celebrations, is there a different like what would you wear for the
Um,
big night?
so so basically, just like Christmas and any other big celebration, we
Yeah.
would go all out with our makeup and also our traditional clothes on the first day, especially. I put it. I mean, at first I wanted to wear that for this live, but then I felt like, oh, I was not really comfortable in it, so I changed to this outfit. But
Yeah, you look
yeah,
lovely.
without the traditional outfit, you won't truly feel the Eid vibe. So it's very
Mm,
important for all of us to put it on and get ready, especially on the first day of Eid.
yes. So is it colorful, or it depends? Everyone has a different, there's not like any particular, for you, you always wear like really beautiful shades. When I last saw you, I think you were wearing like a bright pink, like you looked incredible,
Bright
like
pink, I
really
did,
bright
yeah.
pink. Yeah. You wear a lot of color, which I love, because I like wearing color too. I love it.
For this Eid, oh my God, I can't remember. I think it was blue. It was light blue,
Oh, blue,
grayish
yeah.
blue, very soft
Yeah,
blue.
yeah.
Yeah, and usually I mean, families in Malaysia, when it comes to each celebration, they will pick one color for the whole family, but that never happened in my family. We always pick our own colors, and we're always different.
Okay, everyone does what they feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And what do you think, like, I know there's been kind of, obviously it's been a really awful time, but I think from my point of view, like being at home a lot has been really, there's been some real night, it's been lovely actually, being at home a lot more, less traveling, being with the family. I've been reading a bit more, I've been watching like different things on TV that I wanted to watch, but I never really had time to catch up with them. And how's it been for you? Do you feel like you've had some real positives as well?
When MCO was first implemented, it was quite a struggle because the last time I stayed at home that long was probably when I was in high school, so I had to make that major adjustment
Yeah.
initially. But then I know that it's an unfortunate time for all of us, including me myself. But I have to say it was a good and much needed break for me. I mean, for someone who was constantly on the road, I was traveling nonstop. I was doing multiple things at once. So it was such a blessing in a way that I could reflect on life, and see things differently, like what I want to do, what I want to prioritize in my life, and also to rework on my goals. So I got to spend time alone a lot, and also I got to read more, write more, and also clean the house just like everybody else. Suddenly during this lockdown, everybody became Marie Kondo.
Yeah, really? Are you really like crazy good at cleaning up?
Not really, but I cleaned most of the mess that I
Yeah.
had
Did
before.
you clear out all your old stuff? Because I keep meaning to do
I
that and I
did.
still haven't done it. But I've been like thinking, like, in the corner of my bedroom, I had these 4 boxes. They've been there now for like 4 years. I kept
Oh my
saying,
God,
I know, and they're
go for
behind a
it.
door. I don't really see them, so I'm like, during this lockdown, that's the one thing I want to do, is get rid of these boxes, because they've been driving me crazy. So yeah, so there's
Do
definitely
it
been like
tomorrow. Go for it.
tomorrow.
I need
That's
the
it,
story.
exactly. I'm doing it tomorrow. Oh, well, it's been so lovely to chat to you. You're so lovely. I hope that we can
You
see each
too.
other in the
I
face
really
to
hope I can
face
see you again.
again in the
I
not too
know. Maybe
distant
for a bigger
future.
project, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe it will be in Paris again. Maybe,
Uh,
maybe I'll see you in Paris. Doesn't that sound nice?
right. I would love to go back to London and Paris. But they said that probably November onwards will be logical for us to travel again.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna be
obviously, yeah, I would
it's gonna
love
be
to
a
meet you again.
while. Yeah. Well, hopefully that will be soon. All right, my darling. Well, I'm sending you loads and loads of love, and
Same here.
happy Eid. Lots of love to
Thank
your
you so
family as
much.
well, and your
Thank you so
auntie and
much
your
for
mum
making
and
time to chat with
everybody.
me.
And I'll see you very soon. Lots of love.
Thank
Big
you.
kiss.
Thank you. I'll see you soon. Thank
See
you.
you soon. Bye, hon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, well, wasn't that lovely? I hope that you enjoyed that chat. She's such a beautiful person, and so gentle, and just so lovely to talk to. So I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything else that you would like to see, please let me know in the comments. And until then, please take care, stay safe, and enjoy your long con.